stop, don't scroll, don't blink this moment away. Something you have waited for all this time is closer than your next breath. If these words find you right now, it is not random. You have reached the exact second when heaven leans close and says, "This is your window." Say it softly, "I'm listening," because this is not just another message, it's a knock. You can miss a lot of things in life and still recover. But not this. When divine timing calls your name, hesitation becomes a thief. Breathe in for 4, hold, out for 6. Let the noise thin. Feel the quiet turn electric, that tingling in your chest. That's alignment catching up to you. For months, maybe years, you have asked when, and the answer is now. The promise you buried beneath layers of disappointment has been sprouting under the surface. While you thought nothing was moving, roots were rewriting the map. What was unseen is about to stand up and introduce itself. Look again. There is movement in what you called still. The air has changed temperature. The future is rehearsing your name under its breath. Destiny has a scent, and it's already in the room. You think delay means denial. It never did. Delay was design, heaven's way of protecting what was not ready to be lost in your hurry. You were not waiting on me. I was waiting on readiness, and now readiness is ringing like a bell. Say this out loud. Even if your voice shakes, I will not miss this moment, because windows do not stay open forever. They close softly, so softly that those asleep don't even hear the latch. But you, beloved, are awake. You have ears tuned to whisper, eyes that recognize the shimmer on hinges. This is your appointment, and time is bowing to it. You have counted by clocks and calendars, but I count by completion. You wanted fast. I wanted full. You wanted visible. I wanted rooted. You wanted signs in the sky. I planted confirmations in your own heartbeat. Every pulse is me saying, still here, still coming, still sure. Nothing you have prayed has evaporated, nothing slipped through the cracks of heaven's floor. Everything you released in faith has been rerouted to meet you on this road. Listen, do you hear the hum under silence? That is the sound of arrival before it knocks. That is how manifestation travels. It sings before it shows. You've been taught to chase doors, but I build them, and the one I built for you just unlocked. You don't have to kick, you don't have to bargain, you don't even have to prove why you deserve it. All you need is breath steady, enough to step through. Breathe again, in for 4, hold, out for 6. Every exhale is an eviction notice to fear. Every inhale is a lease signed by faith. For too long you have lived in partial posture, one hand open, the other gripping the old release. The old, the door cannot open for a clenched fist. There is no strength in holding what expired. Strength lives in surrender. You will not lose anything that was meant to stay. You will only shed the weights that couldn't survive your next altitude. This is the hour of convergence. All the scattered threads of your story are pulling into pattern. What felt random was rehearsal. The heartbreaks that didn't make sense were scaffolding for capacity. You had to stretch before you could carry. Now heaven is moving the curtain. The stage is already set. You don't need to act. You need to arrive. Look at your hands. See how steady they are when you stop hiding. That's purpose, remembering its shape. Everything you touched that crumbled was training, not punishment. You have learned the sacred art of not quitting, and endurance is currency in this kingdom. You ask, but what if I'm late? You're not. You are precisely on time for the miracle that requires your current wisdom. Earlier, you would have squandered it. Later, you would have doubted it. Now, you are perfect timing wrapped in skin. You ask, what if I fail again? You won't, because this isn't a repeat. It's a revelation. Failure was rehearsal for recognition. Now you'll know the door when you see it. You'll know peace when it enters. You'll know opportunity when it doesn't demand performance. To stay, feel this truth settle in your ribs. I am not testing you. I'm trusting you. If I didn't think you could hold it, I wouldn't send it. You are not the understudy. You are the chosen cast, and the curtain is already rising. Say it with me. I'm ready. Let the words sit heavy. Let them find their place. Readiness is not a feeling. It is obedience in motion. You will never feel ready, only aligned, and alignment is enough. Remember this, every promise matures on schedule, but few recognize the delivery man. He rarely knocks in thunder. He often comes disguised as peace. When you feel calm after months of chaos, that's not boredom. That's fulfillment checking in. When old anxiety feels foreign, that's freedom signing your papers. When strangers offer kindness without reason, that's provision rehearsing for permanence. Do not ignore these small arrivals. They are the early paragraphs of your miracle. Every subtle shift is confirmation. Every ordinary piece is prophecy fulfilled quietly. I move loud enough to assure you, but gentle enough not to scare you. Look again. What did you call ordinary today? That text you received, that delay in traffic, that moment you avoided something that later fell apart without you. Those are breadcrumbs of divine choreography. I am still in control. Not the algorithms, not the economy, not the noise. Me. If doubt starts rehearsing its script, interrupt it. Say, I've heard a better word. Say, what was promised is already on its way. Say it until your atmosphere obeys, because words build weather, and you need clear skies for what's coming. The countdown has begun, not to disaster, but to deliverance. There is an expiration date, stamped on delay. Soon you will look back at this waiting room and realize it was a launching pad. You will see why I shut certain doors. They weren't exits. They were walls meant to teach you direction. When fear says, you're not ready, answer, preparation finished last night. When insecurity says, you're unqualified, answer, favor doesn't check resumes. When weariness says, nothing's changing, answer, everything is already moving. This is your final rehearsal. The next time you say yes, it won't echo in emptiness. It will activate alignment. The next time you take a step, it will not be into fog. It will be into fulfillment. The next time you breathe, it will be within promise, not waiting for it. So breathe again, in for 4, hold, out for 6. This rhythm is not random. It is the sound of gates lifting. It is the pace of peace overtaking panic. Let gratitude tune your hearing. Thank me now, before it shows. Thankfulness is faith with foresight. Gratitude doesn't wait for proof. It creates it. Every thank you is a blueprint turning into architecture. You do not need to chase signs. Signs will follow certainty. You do not need to push doors. They open to gratitude's knock. You do not need to beg for favor. Favor is already enrolled in your name. Listen closely. The atmosphere just shifted again. That's not your imagination. That's timing aligning with truth. The unseen is becoming seeable. The locked is remembering. It was designed to open. The story you thought was finished is about to receive another chapter's breath. Say it once more. I will not miss this moment, and then whisper the refrain that steadies your pulse. What you promised is already on its way. No one can stop it. Let that sentence move, and let it echo through your mind until fear packs its things. Let it rest on your tongue until it tastes like certainty. Let it write itself on your next sunrise, because this is the turning point. This is the hinge in history where heaven says now, not someday, not soon, now and nothing. No critic, no clock, no chaos can close what I have opened. Stay here, stay listening, stay expectant, because before this hour is done, something will confirm it. A word, a sign, a peace. You'll know, you'll feel it, a quiet settling, a pulse of recognition, and you will say, it's happening, and you will be right. What was promised is already on its way. No one can stop it. Listen, do you hear it? That low hum underneath your ordinary day? That's not anxiety, that's alignment. The sound of heaven rearranging walls so the door swings wider. The sound of chains deciding they are tired of holding what was never theirs. Something is shifting, quietly but completely. You can feel it if you stop arguing with the silence. This is not a coincidence. This is convergence. Everything that resisted you is now being repositioned to release you. The pressure you called punishment was really precision. I used the weight to carve capacity. I used the stillness to sharpen hearing. I used the delay to teach. Rhythm, you wanted deliverance. I gave you discernment because discernment lasts longer. Breathe. In for 4, hold. Out for 6. You have carried tension like armor, but armor gets heavy when the war is already won. Lay it down. Peace doesn't need protection. It is protection. You will feel exposed for a moment. Then light will find the skin that forgot warmth. Look again. The familiar is glowing differently. The street you drive every morning feels newly tuned. That's not nostalgia. That's promise re-entering your timeline. The same place, but now it's fertile. The same air, but now it carries announcement. Every ordinary corner of your life is whispering, make room. Do you know what that means? It means manifestation is looking for landing. Space and clutter blocks clarity. Clean your inner room. Forgive. What you promised to forget, release. The conversations you keep rewriting in your head, set down the defense speech. You'll never have to give. You can't step through carrying self-justification. It won't fit through narrow gates. Only peace passes. Freely. The turn has begun. It won't look dramatic at first. It will sound like relief. People who dismissed you will feel restless without knowing why. Rooms that used to shrink you will feel too small even before you enter. That's how elevation introduces itself, through discomfort that insists on destiny. Don't panic, you're not falling apart. You're unfolding. Say this, I allow what's next to find me. You don't have to chase the wind. It already knows your coordinates. Favor has been briefed on your location. Provision has memorized your address. Opportunity is rehearsing how to greet you by name. This is not imagination. It's orchestration. I'm the composer of shifts. I write transitions like symphonies. Dissonance first, then harmony that feels impossible until it arrives. Every rest note matters. Every silence carries meaning. You keep wanting the chorus. I'm still tuning instruments. Trust the tuning. When sound finally swells, you will understand why waiting had to be this long. Look at your reflection. The size that once flinched now holds steady. That's healing disguised as confidence. The posture that once caved inward now stands with ease. That's hope finding home in your bones. You have changed more than you realize. You think you're just surviving, but survival is transformation mid-sentence, and transformation doesn't need permission to finish its work. You asked me for evidence. I sent it, not as fireworks, but as fruit. Look for peace that lasts longer than panic. Look for joy that doesn't depend on applause. Look for clarity that doesn't need external confirmation. These are proofs of my presence. Every yes you whispered in exhaustion built this momentum. Every prayer you thought evaporated turned into wind. Behind your back, every tear was a seed. And I don't waste water. The soil of your surrender has started to sing. That's what you're hearing now, the harmony of heaven agreeing with your perseverance. Say it again. The sound of turning is here. It's the hinge of destiny, clicking into place. It's the breath before breakthrough. It's the river that disappeared underground, resurfacing right where you stand. You don't need to dig, you need to drink. Bend low. The flow is fresh. For years you've carried the question, did I miss it? No, you couldn't miss what I delayed to include you in. I wasn't waiting for events. I was waiting for your readiness. I will not let the promise outgrow the person. Now you match. Now the vessel equals the vision. Breathe again. In for 4. Hold out for 6. Let anxiety release through your fingertips. Let anticipation settle where panic used to live. You are entering the stage built for the sound you carry. Don't rush your cue. The lights will find you. When it's time, you will start noticing divine timing disguised as inconvenience. Missed call that saves you from wrong deals. A detour that introduces you to destiny disguised as delay. A cancelled meeting that becomes an hour of revelation. This is coordination, not chaos. I am teaching you the rhythm of right place, right hour. When doubt knocks, answer with memory. Remember the storms you thought would drown you. You're still standing. Remember the emptiness you thought would echo forever. It's full. Now memory is proof that mercy repeats itself. If it found you once, it will find you again. Do not measure progress by public signs. Some miracles bloom in privacy. Some doors open silently because noise would attract. Thieves, trust the quiet breakthroughs. They are the most permanent kind. Your next level will not demand louder effort. It will require lighter carrying. Put down explanation, pick up peace, carry that. And everything else will follow you. Say softly, "This is my turn." Let it feel foreign on your tongue if it has to. Say it until the syllables fit, because it's true. The rotation of favor has reached your coordinates. The same hand that turns seasons is turning you into visibility. And when visibility comes, remember what kept you invisible. Training, not neglect. You were hidden to grow roots, not to disappear. Now visibility will not corrupt you. It will confirm you. Do not rehearse scarcity. You have graduated lack. Speak abundance without embarrassment. Provision does not make you proud. It makes you available. I prosper you to make you trustworthy with generosity. Wealth here is not gold. It is readiness to give. So keep your palms open, tight. Fists can't receive new assignments. You will soon feel new work forming in your spirit. Projects, ideas, people drawn to your peace. This is not pressure. This is placement. You were built for this, and in the middle of acceleration, guard your center. Fast is not the goal. Full is. Stay hydrated in gratitude. Drink. Slow from still waters. Refuse hurry. You can be swift. Without being frantic, peace. Is speed under control? Listen again. Do you hear it now? The hum has become melody. The air tastes different, metallic with momentum. Sweet with promise. This is what the turn sounds like. Not explosion, evolution, not panic, placement. Say it again until your walls believe you. What you promised is already on its way. No one can stop it, and when you finish saying it, don't move yet. Stay until silence answers back with calm. That's confirmation. That's the echo of completion folding into you. You are not waiting anymore. You are witnessing. This is the sound of arrival in progress. The ground beneath you is not trembling from fear. It's stretching to fit the size of what's coming. Stay. Awake, stay soft, stay expectant, because the next breath you take will carry proof. Something has already turned in your favor, and the world will catch up soon. What was promised is already on its way. No one can stop it. Look up. Something subtle but irreversible has happened in the unseen. You may not hear trumpets, but heaven has already voted yes. You may not see angels, but help has already left the warehouse. The moment you said, "I still believe," the machinery of fulfillment began to move. You have been faithful when nothing was clapping. You stayed when exit signs glowed brighter than peace. That kind of endurance is not ignored, it's invested. Faith is never wasted energy. It's down payment on divine delivery. You've been paying in persistence. The harvest is collecting interest. Breathe, in for 4, hold, out for 6. Let your shoulders unclench. The war you thought was external was always internal, and it's already ending. What you feel right now, that restlessness between hope and disbelief, is the vibration of breakthrough brushing against your atmosphere. You are standing in overlap, yesterday loosening its grip, tomorrow pressing through the veil. If you listen close enough, you'll hear the sound of fulfillment adjusting the room for your arrival. Look again. The shadows on the floor are changing shape. The air smells like first rain. Even silence has shifted tone. This is not imagination, it's recognition. Your spirit knows what your eyes are about to see. You prayed for confirmation. It will not come as a headline. It will come as peace that doesn't make sense. It will come as tears for no reason and laughter that surprises you. It will come as strength that greets you in the middle of exhaustion. These are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of the promise keeper. Say it. The proof is already appearing. Because I promised you visibility after invisibility, vindication after misunderstanding, rest after years of resistance, and I keep my own word. You don't have to chase validation. Vindication travels on its own schedule. It doesn't arrive when you prove people wrong. It arrives when you stop caring if they notice. That's when heaven stamps complete on the lesson. Let gratitude do its quiet work. Thank me for what you can't yet quantify. Thank me for peace that outlasts logic. Thank me for a heartbeat that still trusts. Gratitude is the language faith uses to sign for its deliveries. The more you thank, the faster it finds you. Do not be distracted by noise. Not every comment deserves correction. Not every opinion qualifies as prophecy. Some voices are just echoes from old seasons trying to get one more response. Let silence be your answer. Let calm be your commentary. You do not have to prove growth. Peace is proof enough. You ask, how will I know when it's real? You'll know because fear won't fit anymore. Old insecurities will knock and find the locks changed. Even the mirror will look different. Not because your face changed, but because your gaze did. You'll see what I see. The image of someone who didn't quit. Say your name softly. Hear how it sounds without apology. That is what wholeness feels like. You are not practicing confidence. You are remembering identity. Beloved, chosen, kept. The labels that used to limit you are losing vocabulary. The names they used to call you don't translate in this new atmosphere. Look at your hands again. They trembled before. Now they're steady. That's because they remember creation. They've been remade for building, not bracing. You are not waiting for instruction. You are the instruction fulfilled. Wherever you place these hands next, life will follow. Lift your chin. This is the posture of answered prayer. Not arrogance, alignment, not pride, placement. The air is lighter because shame has checked out. You will not live bowing to regret anymore. You've repented, now it's time to rebuild. I am sending people who recognize you by your spirit, not your scars. They will call you by your calling, not by your history. They will speak peace over the wounds that used to define you. These are replacements for the relationships that collapsed under old weight. Receive them without suspicion. They are answers wearing faces. You feared losing yourself in the blessing, but you will find yourself more clearly in purpose. Purpose does not erase personality. It refines it. It turns talent into tool, pain into platform, joy into generosity. You will not drown in favor. You will steward it. You have the muscle memory of humility. It will keep you safe when applause arrives. Breathe again. In for 4. Hold. Out for 6. The pace of peace is perfect for promotion. Hurry attracts chaos. Calm attracts clarity. You're not late. You're synchronized. Your timing finally agrees with heaven's rhythm. Listen to your environment. Doors that used to resist you will start releasing with a sigh instead of a slam. Emails you forgot about will return with open endings. Conversations you thought died will resurface with better tone. You are walking into a wave of divine reversals. No striving required, just steady steps and clear yes. Say it now. This is the season of evidence, because I never make empty promises. Every delay carried data, every detour collected details. You will see how precision replaces panic, how mercy weaves through every memory, how every no was actually a redirection toward yes. When you feel overwhelmed, return to the refrain. What you promised is already on its way. No one can stop it. Not fear, not fatigue, not even you. Grace has already factored in your human moments. Favor doesn't depend on flawless performance. It depends on faithful surrender. Do you see the horizon now? That faint brightness after a long stretch of gray? That's not fantasy. That's forecast. Hope is changing the weather in your world. You're stepping from drizzle into downpour, and this rain will not drown you. It will decorate you. Every drop is a record of promises fulfilled. Look again. Notice how the air tastes like newness. Notice how even your thoughts are softer. That's because peace has moved in and brought furniture. You're not renting this breakthrough, you're living here. When joy knocks, open quickly. It's not a stranger, it's the landlord reclaiming his property. You were built to host joy, not just survive storms. So decorate your days accordingly. Less fear on the shelves, more laughter in the corners. Speak blessing aloud, over your house, over your plans, over your future self, who finally breathes freely. Blessing is not arrogance, it's agreement. When you bless what's ahead, you prophesy peace into its walls. Let this be your confirmation. Nothing was wasted, not the detour, not the silence, not even the heartbreak. Every part was a sentence in the story of proof. This is your cue to rest while heaven finishes the fine print. You don't need to micromanage miracles. Just stay available. When the knock comes, and it will, answer without hesitation. It will not be demand, it will be delivery. Say it one more time so the air remembers. What you promised is already on its way. No one can stop it. Let peace settle like dust on everything left undone. You are not waiting anymore. You are witnessing the evidence unfold. You are not begging anymore. You are breathing fulfillment. You are not almost there. You are already seen, already sealed, already standing in arrival. This is the proof of the promise. And it is here now. Stop and listen. Something ancient inside you is starting to unclench. You feel it, don't you? A quiet hum, like walls that once held you are exhaling. It's not imagination, it's release. This is the moment heaven stops whispering soon and starts saying, now. Take a breath. In for 4. Hold out for 6. Let that rhythm carve space between old fears. You have lived too long in survival. Tempo, you don't need adrenaline to meet destiny, you need awareness, because fulfillment doesn't arrive as noise, it arrives as knowing. Look around, everything that was locked has loosened. You may not see doors flying open yet, but the air already smells like movement. Favor walks softly before it runs loudly. Do not rush what's already on schedule. Heaven keeps time without clocks. Say it with calm authority. I am ready for release. The world doesn't need your perfection. It needs your permission. Permission to be blessed, to be seen, to be changed by what you carry. You were not called to hoard healing. You were called to leak it. Your peace is meant to spill into rooms that forgot calm existed. You prayed, God, when will it be my turn? And I answered, when you stop flinching at open doors. This is that moment. No alarms, no chaos. Just a click of agreement in your chest. This is what release sounds like, not a storm, but a sigh. Not panic, but permission. Feel the ground under your feet. It doesn't tremble anymore. It trusts you to walk. You've carried heavy years, but grace is stronger than gravity. You will not collapse crossing this threshold. You will rise, because I built the floor to hold the weight of your... Yes, look again. The hallway is wider than before, the ceiling higher, the light warmer. That's what happens when favor updates your environment. Expand what used to confine you. I stretch. Peace over every inch that once felt cramped by anxiety. Say this. I will not shrink to fit old rooms. You don't belong to the version of yourself that begged for entry. You belong to the one who carries keys. Stop knocking at doors that lead backward. Your future is in front, and it recognizes you by scent. Do you feel that pull? It's alignment, destiny remembering your name. I'm drawing opportunities that match your growth, not your guilt. I'm drawing people who see your purpose, not your performance. You prayed for favor. And now favor is praying for you. Breathe again. In for 4, hold. Out for 6. Let gratitude be the bridge between then and now. Every inhale is an archive of grace. Every exhale is an offering. Thankfulness is how you travel light, and lightness is how you travel far. Remember when you thought silence meant absence? It meant construction. While you were crying, I was drafting blueprints. Every not yet was me measuring twice so the promise wouldn't collapse. You are walking now in what was built under darkness. Do not call it delay. Call it design. You ask, why now? Because you are finally stable, enough to stand in abundance without it breaking. You because the lessons that once hurt now. Hold, because you stopped begging for open doors and started becoming one. That is release. When you stop knocking and start glowing, the light you carry will draw what's next. You won't chase. You'll attract, you won't plead. You'll prepare. Preparation is the silent yes that heaven can hear from miles away. So set the table, make room. Every act of readiness is a magnet for manifestation. I am aligning every moving piece, contracts, calls, confirmations, coincidences. What looks random is rehearsal. Even the interruptions are synchronized to your deliverance. The people who left created vacancies for better voices. Pauses you hated made room for precision. The breakdowns were blueprints, and the road that detoured is now the main route. Say it. Everything that left made space for what's meant to stay. Release is not loss. It's recalibration. It's the sound of heaven clearing clutter. Don't mourn what was never equipped to travel your next mile. I am not subtracting. I'm streamlining. I am not deleting. I'm designing. Do you see the light bleeding under the next door? That's promise rehearsing its entrance. The hinges are already warm. The latch already learned your touch. Go ahead, reach out. The metal will recognize your fingerprints. It was forged for this moment. When you walk through, walk steady. No sprinting, no shrinking. You don't need to prove readiness. Your peace is proof. Let the pace of grace guide your stride. Heaven never hurries, yet nothing delays. And when the old fears whisper, what if it closes again? Answer, then I will open another, because I built you in my image, and I open what no one can shut. Doors do not decide destiny. Decrees do, and my decree over you reads, fulfilled. Say it once more. Slow and sure, what you promised is already on its way. No one can stop it. Let those words echo against your ribs until they sound like heartbeat. You are not convincing me. You are convincing your atmosphere. Everything around you listens. When faith speaks, walls lean in, winds carry command. Heaven enters its own language. This is your sound now. Calm. Authority. Not begging, not bargaining, but belonging. You belong in answered prayer. You belong in overflow. You belong in peace that doesn't require explanation. You belong here in release. Look behind you once, only to bless. The waiting room doesn't deserve bitterness. It deserves thanks. It raised you. It refined you. It taught you what to do with yes. Without that waiting, you wouldn't recognize the sound of open space. Now look forward. Do you see the horizon? That thin line between almost and already. It's dissolving. That's the boundary breaking. That's fulfillment crossing over. That's me keeping time perfectly. When you step out, step light, carry nothing that contradicts. Peace, let your only luggage be gratitude. Every extra weight is unnecessary. You are traveling with grace. As your passport and favor as your flight, breathe again, in for 4. Hold out for 6. You are already on the other side. You have crossed the threshold. The echo you hear behind you is the door closing gently. On an old version of you, no one can drag you back, no. One can steal what I sealed, no one can. Stop what I've begun. Say it until silence agrees. The promise is already on its way. No one can stop it. Now rest your hands on the new walls. They feel solid, don't they? Because this is home. The house that faith built. The room that waiting furnished. The light that release invited. You are not a visitor here, you are the owner. And everything inside, peace, provision, purpose, already carries your name. Stay here, stay steady, stay grateful. Because this is the doorway of release, and you have finally walked through. Listen, the air feels heavier, doesn't it? Not with burden, but with blessing. The atmosphere is thick with arrival. You have crossed the door, and now the house of fulfillment is alive. Everything you touch hums back with recognition. It's saying, we've been waiting for you. Take a slow breath, in for 4. Hold out for 6. You are standing in answered prayer. And your spirit is still catching up to the reality your faith already built. It's all here. The resources, the restoration, the rest. Nothing missing, nothing withheld. Heaven doesn't deliver halfway. Do you hear that? The rhythm under the silence? That's not anxiety anymore. It's overflow, finding its flow. It moves like water when the dam breaks. Gentle first, then unstoppable. The still pool of promise has become a river, and rivers don't ask permission to move. Look again. The rooms that were empty are full. The cupboards that echoed are singing again. Provision has learned your address, and it has no plan to forget. This is what happens when waiting meets divine timing. Abundance without striving. Peace without debt. Say softly. This is what overflow feels like. No explosions, no panic, just fullness stretching the walls of your capacity. This is not reward for perfection. It's harvest for persistence. You planted consistency. Now you reap certainty. You prayed through drought. Now you drink from the downpour. You thought favor would arrive as fireworks, but it entered as fruit, quiet, sweet, ready to feed others. Because favor never comes to feed one mouth. It arrives to fill many. The blessing that finds you today is not just for you. It's through you. It's looking for hands that will pour, not hoard. Say this with conviction. I am a vessel, not a vault. When generosity becomes your default, overflow becomes your permanent state. You will not run out because you do not hold too tightly. Refill what flows. I trust what gives. Now, look at your table. There's more bread than you can eat, more peace than you can store, more opportunity than your schedule can hold. That's the signature of heaven, not scarcity, but surplus. I never measure just enough. Pour until your mind can't quantify. The math of mercy. Lift your eyes, even the air. Above you is changing hue. There's a light that lingers longer. Now that's favor stretching daylight. To fit all I'm giving. Time itself bends to generosity. Delays dissolve where gratitude lives. The more you thank, the faster the flow. Breathe again. In for 4, hold. Out for 6. Let your pulse memorize this rhythm. This is the sound of living inside answered prayer. You're not begging anymore. You're balancing blessing. You're not chasing anymore. You're channeling. You feared abundance once because you thought it would expose old wounds of unworthiness. But look, grace healed them. You can hold plenty now, without feeling guilt, because your heart has learned stewardship instead of scarcity. Wealth without wisdom breaks people. Wisdom before wealth builds nations. And you've been built well. Say it. I am trusted with overflow, not to flaunt it, but to funnel it. Not to collect applause, but to collect impact. The same way rain feeds rivers, you will feed others. You will fund what heaven favors. You will support what carries light. You will become the proof that divine abundance is a mission, not a myth. Remember, abundance multiplies where honor lives. Honor. The source and the stream will never dry. Honor the quiet. Seasons that trained your patience. Honor. The small beginnings that built your roots. The river that flows through you was once a tear, and now it's testimony. I see you looking around, wondering if it's safe to relax. Yes, you can unclench. Now you've been alert for so long that peace feels suspicious, but peace isn't a trap. It's the terrain of overflow. It's the natural climate of answered prayer. You don't have to earn it. You just have to breathe in it. Look again. The horizon isn't empty anymore. New dreams are forming there, quietly, respectfully. They're waiting for your nod. That's how new assignments arrive after breakthrough. Not demanding, but patient, knowing you now walk in partnership. Not panic. You will start to see confirmations everywhere, numbers that repeat, faces that remind you of grace, words that arrive in perfect timing. Don't overanalyze them. Just smile. They are breadcrumbs of alignment, proof that heaven loves to wink. Everywhere you go, things will start to respond differently. Closed systems will open. People will remember your name for no logical reason. Peace will precede your steps like perfume. This is what favor smells like, the scent of rest following motion. And yet, even in overflow, remember to rest, because blessings can exhaust the unprepared. Rest is how you retain. Stillness is how you sustain. Overflow without rhythm becomes overspill. So move slow enough to notice the miracle you're living in. Say it again. I will not rush the river. It flows in perfect measure. Enough for today, enough for tomorrow, enough to share without fear. When old scarcity whispers, save everything, answer, I'm already supplied. When doubt says, what if it stops? Answer, it can't. The source never sleeps. The flow is not seasonal, it's covenantal. This river runs on relationship, not performance. Breathe once more. In for 4. Hold out for 6. Feel how even your heartbeat agrees with abundance now. That thud in your chest is not anxiety, it's capacity. Expanding. You are being fitted for bigger miracles. This is not the end of breakthrough. It's the baseline for the next blessing. Listen carefully. You will soon be someone's sign. Someone praying tonight will meet you tomorrow, and your peace will answer their question. They will say, you don't even know what your timing did for me. And you'll smile because you do know. You've lived the waiting. You've learned the rhythm. Now you carry the same comfort that once carried you. Say it softly. I am evidence that promises arrive. That sentence alone will start healing others. When they ask how, you won't need a sermon. You'll just say, I didn't quit, and they will hear heaven in your calm. You are entering legacy now. Overflow is not just for living, it's for leaving. What flows through you will outlive you. You are writing unseen inheritance, peace that passes to your children, wisdom that moves through your community, favor that builds bridges long after you're gone. So bless what's ahead, bless those who will eat from your trees. Bless the next ones who will stand under the shade of your obedience. They will not know you're waiting, but they will taste your... Yes, look around one last time. The drought is gone. The ground that once cracked now glistens. This is the season of overflow. You are living inside an answered prayer too large for one lifetime. Say it one more time, not as repetition, but as realization. What you promised is already on its way. No one can stop it. And now, let that truth rest in your bones. Let it hum through your home. Let it sing in your sleep. Because overflow isn't coming, it's here. And you, beloved, are its proof. Breathe. In for 4, hold, out for 6. Do you feel that? That stillness humming beneath your ribs isn't pause. It's completion. The chapter that once trembled under your hands now closes without splinters. You made it, not by sprinting, not by striving, by staying. This is the moment where promise stops being prophecy and becomes presence. It's here, and you are here, and heaven has no distance left to cross. Look around. Nothing exploded, yet everything changed. The light doesn't shout anymore. It glows. The room doesn't echo with waiting. It breathes. Even silence sounds different now, like it finally learned your language. This is what fulfillment feels like. Not fireworks, but a steady flame. No noise, just knowing. You watered the ground with patience. You fed it tears that never asked for applause. Now the soil returns the favor. Fruit leans close to your hands. The season that once hid from you now calls your name. Say it softly. It's time. Do you hear how calm carries authority now? It doesn't beg. It doesn't demand. It simply stands, radiant and sure, and everything nearby adjusts to match its tone. That's how peace leads. That's how heaven rules. The promise didn't rush in. It walked. It matched your breath. It moved at the pace of trust until both your heartbeat and mind sounded the same. Now every inhale carries testimony. Every exhale releases worship. You used to ask, when will it happen? Now you whisper, it just did. Every ordinary thing has become sacred. The cup on your table, the light through the curtain, the simple act of opening your eyes. All of it is prayer now. Fulfillment isn't a scene, it's a state. Promises don't just deliver outcomes, they deliver identity. You are not who you were when this started. You are not chasing approval, you are embodying alignment. You are fluent in faith now, bilingual in patience and praise. You have learned how to hold heaven without shaking. You have learned to rest without retreat. Say this aloud so your bones remember it. I am safe to receive. Safe because grace built a home inside me before blessing arrived. Safe because I am not standing on chance. I am rooted in choice. His choice. You are not bracing for disappointment anymore. You are standing in delight. Let joy be unhurried. Let gratitude stay messy. Let tears trace gratitude across your face. They are not weakness. They are release. Walk slowly through your space. Touch the walls that listened when you prayed at midnight. Whisper thank you to every corner that carried your questions. The same floor that held your pacing now holds your peace. Even your atmosphere has changed. Because when faith matures, everything it touches learns stillness. You don't have to announce breakthrough. Your peace already preaches it. When others ask, what's different about you? Say, I stopped auditioning for what's already mine. This quiet enoughness, this glow without spotlight, is ownership. You finally believe that love is not a lease, it's land, and you live here now. Look out the window. The horizon is not empty, it's awakening. What you thought was an ending is an unfolding. The next chapter is waving from the edge of light, waiting for your yes. Do not fear that it will cost your peace. Real purpose never does. Purpose moves at the speed of trust. Take one step, not because you need to prove anything, but because overflow can't stay still. Say softly, I will live like someone who has already received. That sentence is an atmosphere. It builds rooms of provision around you. You will give differently now, not from exhaustion, but from excess. Not for validation, but from revelation. Your generosity will become a prophecy. Every time you pour, heaven echoes more. You are not called to survive grace. You are designed to distribute it, and the more you give, the more capacity you gain. This is divine mathematics, subtraction that multiplies, pouring that fills. Breathe, in for 4, hold, out for 6. Let every breath remind you, the promise didn't come to visit, it came to stay. You're not a guest in goodness, you are family. And family doesn't knock, it walks in. Look inward. Do you sense how quiet the old fear has become? It's no longer the voice at the table. It's a shadow learning manners in the corner. You have led your fear better than it ever led you. That is mastery disguised as mercy. You've learned to bless what bruised you. You've learned that forgiveness isn't weakness, it's strategy. It clears the bandwidth of your heart for bigger miracles. And bigger miracles are on their way, not to fix you, but to flow through you. You are no longer a waiting room. You are a river. What once sat still now carries others forward. Say it again. I am the evidence of arrival, because you are. The miracle isn't just that the door opened, it's that you walked through it whole. Peace didn't rescue you. It joined forces with you. Joy didn't surprise you, it recognized you. Look at your reflection. The light that rests on your face is not borrowed. It's native. You've become what you once chased. Even your silence testifies now. Heaven keeps your sighs as psalms and your pauses as prayers. And now, because that's how promise behaves, multiplication begins through your stillness. People will find you without searching. Your calm will become their confirmation. Your peace will become their permission. You won't have to speak loudly. Your presence will be volume enough. When you wake tomorrow, begin with 3 words. Thank you again. Not for what's new, but for what stayed. The faith that didn't fracture, the love that didn't leave, the grace that didn't expire. Gratitude is how you keep rivers running. Fulfillment doesn't end the story, it extends it. Arrival is not the finale, it's the first sunrise of stewardship. Before you rest tonight, bless your own heart. Be steady in joy. Be wise in abundance. Be soft in strength. Those are the disciplines of the fulfilled. They keep your crown human. Listen, you are not late. You are not lucky. You are aligned. Every delay folded into design. Every detour was rehearsal for revelation. Every no was a scaffold for the greater yes. This is your appointed hour, the one the winds rehearsed for, the one grace refused to skip. Say it one final time, not as hope, but as evidence. What you promised is already here. No one can stop it. Let that truth echo through your bones like heartbeat. Let it fill the hallways of your thoughts until doubt runs out of echo. This is not temporary blessing. This is permanent belonging. Now rest. Not the collapse of exhaustion, but the exhale of completion. The promise has landed. Peace has unpacked. Heaven has made itself at home in you, but listen, arrival is not an anchor. It's a door. You are not done. You are deployed. Peace doesn't end your movement. It upgrades your mission. This calm is command, not conclusion. The same spirit that held you in waiting now sends you in wonder. You will walk into rooms not to ask for light, but to bring it. You will speak into shadows, and they will recognize your tone. Authority now lives in your gentleness. Impact hides inside your kindness. This is how heaven expands. Quietly, consistently, through those who stayed soft. When you lift your eyes, the horizon will seem closer. That's not illusion, it's alignment. The world is rotating to meet you at the next appointment of grace. New doors are already rehearsing your name. New voices are already preparing words of welcome. What's ahead is not demand, it's invitation. Walk through it slowly, carry peace like a lantern, and speak only when presence asks. Every step you take now rewrites atmosphere. Every move you make plants mercy in the ground. The earth itself will respond to you differently because creation recognizes completion. You have crossed from asking into answering, from waiting into walking, from hoping into holding, and yet this is still only the beginning, for the promise of heaven is never once. It is always. It doesn't end. It evolves. It doesn't close. It circulates. You are standing inside a rhythm that will echo through every season that follows. The same grace that found you here will find you there, again and again, expanding, unveiling, overflowing. And when the next horizon calls, you won't start from empty ground. You will start from glory. You will start from peace. You will start from presence. Now lift your face. The dawn is already waiting. The air smells like promise again. You know this scent. It's the same one that met you when you first believed. It's heaven's way of saying, we're not done, so go. Not as one chasing miracles, but as one becoming them. Not as a seeker of signs, but as a living signal that faith works. Go, because overflow is restless. Go, because light loves motion. Go, because fulfillment isn't static, it's alive. And as you move, the refrain will follow you like breath. What I promised is already here. No one can stop it. Say it one last time, not in hope, but in harmony. It's here. It's here. It's here. Now walk. Not away from this moment, but into every moment that waits to echo it. Carry this stillness into the noise. Carry this clarity into the crowd. Carry this peace like a banner that no storm can tear. Because this is who you are now. The fulfilled word, the living proof. The evidence that heaven keeps time perfectly. You are the kept promise, the answered prayer, the rhythm of grace in motion. And this is not the end. This is the continuation of everything you've ever believed possible, expanded, illuminated, alive. For what I promised is not just here. It is multiplying, it is maturing, it is moving through you into the world, and no one, nothing, no fear, no force can stop it.